this happened to me. I didn't cause this. I didn't do it. This happened to me, and it can happen to anybody.
Like a lot of people don't know, that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact. People don't know. People like, y'all walked and got a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I'm the type of nigga. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, oh, I want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we wanted to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
Rihanna just welcomed her third baby, but don't think that's slowing her down, because the tea she's allegedly spilling on Beyonce? Straight up wild. Word on the street is Rihanna's finally letting it slip why she kept her distance from Queen Bee all these years. And the reason? It's messier than anyone expected. Back in the day, Rihanna used to call Beyonce her biggest inspiration. Fast forward to now, she won't even mention her name, like she vanished from her radar. Turns out, this silence might have been her way of staying far, far away from the freaky drama tied to both Beyonce and Diddy. And yeah, it gets real dark.
Beyonce, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people, he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
Allegedly, Rihanna had to deal with Jay-Z being inappropriate toward her when she was just 17, even trapping her in his office. And when she tried turning to Beyonce for support, she got played. Reports claim Beyonce wasn't just unsupportive. She was allegedly pushing Rihanna straight into Diddy's twisted freak-off world. No sisterhood, no loyalty, just straight betrayal.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know,
right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right.
at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. This
right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
Rihanna thought Beyonce would have her back during all that chaos with Jay, but found out fast, Bey wasn't the girl's girl she pretends to be. And the internet started piecing it together when Freddie P, from that old MTV show Making Da Band, spilled some throwback secrets. Remember that moment when Diddy made the group walk miles just to get him a slice of cheesecake from Junior's? According to Freddie, that wasn't even Diddy's idea. It was Beyonce's. She was behind the whole stunt, telling him to make them walk instead of taking a ride. What kind of power move was that? And if that's just one story from behind the scenes, imagine what else Rihanna's been holding back.
Yeah, she actually wrote me this cute little letter, and she signed it with her autograph. It was so cute. When I first met her, and she wrote, she was telling me, just let loose when you perform and just have fun and be in control.
Back when Diddy made those Making Da Band boys walk 4 hours through New York just to get him a slice of cheesecake, folks thought it was just another wild reality show stunt. But now, it's being exposed for something way darker, and Beyonce's name just got dragged straight into the mess. Freddie P, one of the band members, recently came forward with a bombshell. That cheesecake wasn't even for Diddy. It was for Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce. The same cheesecake walk that had folks laughing back in the day?
Bow down B over and over from the woman who preaches empowering women is a bit unsettling to some.
I just feel like it's kind of, it's hard to swallow. Just very hard to swallow, having seen her in a different light.
I don't like it. I don't think it's her. I don't think it goes to what she represents.
I love Beyonce, but I honestly think that Jay-Z's putting
thoughts in her head.
You're on a Pepsi can, for goodness sakes, to tell B words to bow down. And then you're saying girls.
It was all because Queen Bee had a craving, and instead of sending someone from her own team to handle it, she allegedly told Diddy to make the group go get it, on foot. 4 hours, no ride, no mercy. And the worst part? It all played out on national TV like a twisted humiliation ritual. You'd think Beyoncé would have felt bad watching those guys get pushed to the edge over a dessert. But according to Freddie, she didn't blink twice. She just sat back while Diddy turned the whole thing into a show. And when Freddie confronted him, Diddy allegedly told him straight up, "I didn't tell you to walk back." Cold. People started asking, why would Diddy go that hard to impress Beyoncé? Was it just about her being Jay-Z's wife? Turns out, there's a lot more to that connection. Another insider, Daba, recently spilled even juicier tea. He claimed he was once at a private Diddy party with Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Diddy himself. At some point, Diddy allegedly kicked everyone else out the room. And once the doors closed, Daba says Beyoncé got real friendly, like unusually talkative and close. And that's when whispers started flying again about those alleged freak-offs, with Beyoncé in the mix. Ain't no way all this is just coincidence. Something real strange was going on behind those closed doors, and the cheesecake story might just be the tip of a much messier iceberg. So picture this. Beyoncé walks up to DaBaby, introducing herself like he doesn't already know who she is. Girl, you're Beyoncé. Who wouldn't know you? But according to Jaguar Wright, this wasn't just some cute meet and greet. It was a setup for one of those infamous freak-off parties. And apparently, Beyoncé was out here trying to get with DaBaby because Jay allegedly wasn't cutting it anymore. Yep, that's what's being said. But it gets way darker. Whispers in the industry say Beyoncé and Jay-Z didn't stop there. They allegedly tried to pull Rihanna into their freak-off circle too. And when she said no, they didn't take it lightly. Reports claim they sabotaged her, leaked her music and tracks, and pushed her to the edge until she finally bounced from the industry. That's when Rihanna said enough and focused on Fenty. Because who needs all that drama when you're making billions on your own terms? Fans believe this is the real reason why Rihanna's been dodging music for so long. Not because she's done with art, but because she wants nothing to do with that shady side of the business ever again. And can you blame her? Now here's some wild irony. Rihanna once idolized Beyoncé. She called her the biggest inspiration in her life. But when Rihanna's star started rising, that whole vibe shifted. The closer she got to Beyoncé, the colder things got. And when Bey dropped her track Bow Down, it felt like a direct shot. "Bow down, B," she rapped, over and over again. This from the same woman who preached, "Who run the world? Girls." Fans weren't buying the switch up and slammed her for being a walking contradiction. The empowerment image crumbled, and Rihanna, she saw right through it. Some folks like to pretend they're all about empowering women until another woman threatens their spotlight. And when Rihanna felt that heat from Beyoncé, she clapped back, hard. After Beyoncé's whole Bow Down era, Rihanna jumped on Twitter and posted a bold headline crowning herself the Queen of Pop in the UK. But it was the caption that had jaws on the floor. "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge. How that feel down there on your knees?" Whew, that wasn't just shade. It was a full-blown eclipse. A lot of folks think the Beyoncé-Rihanna tension started when whispers about Jay-Z creeping with Riri hit the blogs. But now, people are saying the drama might go deeper. Rumors are swirling that Beyoncé's real issue with Rihanna was tied to her refusal to join her and Diddy in those alleged freak-off scenes. Rihanna said no, and suddenly, sabotage started showing up everywhere. Let's rewind real quick. Rihanna's own publicist once admitted to launching that Jay-Z affair rumor just to boost Ponder Replay. Later, they confessed it was a desperate PR stunt. "I didn't think it was going to work. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall." But fans weren't buying that story, especially after darker allegations came out. According to reports, Rihanna once revealed that Jay-Z locked her in his office the day she got signed. Not just that, she allegedly wasn't allowed to leave until she agreed to his terms. And she was still underage when all that happened. The streets believe something more happened that day, and it's been haunting her career ever since. Let's not forget, there's major speculation that Beyoncé and Jay-Z tried to destroy Rihanna's album release after she rejected their alleged freak-off invite. It wasn't just about music. It was about power, control, and keeping secrets buried. But Rihanna? She's not staying quiet anymore. Let's talk about the anti-album leak, because the way it went down, way too shady to be coincidence. Rihanna's album leaked early on Tidal, a platform owned by Beyoncé and Jay-Z. That leak forced her to drop the album ahead of schedule, completely messing up the rollout. And guess what? Beyoncé just so happened to have her album dropping at the exact same time. While Rihanna scrambled with last-minute damage control, Beyoncé's Lemonade got the red carpet treatment. Major promo, full support, the works. Rihanna's Anti only sold around 124,000 copies in its first week. But Beyoncé? Lemonade cleared over 653,000. That's a huge gap. And fans noticed. Things got so tense between them that they straight up avoided each other at the Tidal press conference. A source told Naughty Gossip, they refused to stand next to each other or speak. The whole thing was choreographed to keep them apart. That's not just awkward, that's intentional. Now here's the thing. We don't know yet if Rihanna's gonna hit the stand or publicly speak on all this, but people are connecting dots. And what they're finding isn't looking good for Beyoncé. The internet's digging deep, and the timeline is nasty. One person said, the fact that Rihanna and Beyoncé have never done a song together, that says it all. Another added, come on now, Beyoncé knows what Jay's like. He definitely messed with Rihanna. She ain't stupid. And with all this talk about freak-offs, folks are side-eyeing Beyoncé like she might have been in the mix too. But what do you think? Was Rihanna's album sabotaged on purpose? Was Beyoncé really wrapped up in Diddy's mess behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear it all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your crew. Hit that bell so you never miss the tea, and I'll catch you in the next messy drop.